So the tree of alchemy, or Hermes sacred tree, is divided into 14 parts, and what I'm going to try and do in this video is relate those 14 parts to what they are trying to put together and hopefully reveal some truths to you, or the way I see truth anyway. Solution: the act of passing from a gaseous or solid condition into one of liquidity. So this is about going from your normal life, having that mold, that routine, and taking it, throwing it totally out of whack. So now you're shapeless, you have no form. Then it's filtration, the mechanical separation of a liquid from the undissolved particles suspended in it. Yeah, so they're just filtering out your old life, the old way, the old normal, and changing the psyche of the populace. You're now dirty. You have to cover your face. Evaporation, the changing or converting from a liquid or solid state into a vaporous state with the aid of heat. So the evaporation of the old normal, like wave goodbye to that, and then crank up the heat of the restrictions. Distillation, an operation by which a volatile liquid may be separated from substances which it holds in solution. Don't like the evaporation of the old normal? Here's a knee to the stomach, or a failed punch to the head. You will get in line. This is distillation. Separation, the operation of disuniting or decomposing substances. So that one's pretty self-explanatory, really. Disuniting us, not allowing us to go down to the pub to get a social interaction, a general feel of what everyone's saying about current events, you know. Rectification, the process of refining or purifying any substance by repeated distillation. So they're going to refine you by taking away your old world freedoms and telling you what you can and can't do. And remember, distillation is an operation by which a volatile liquid may be separated from substances which it holds in solution. Now obviously that's alchemy, but what I'm trying to do is relate it to social alchemy, I guess. So repeated distillation would just be the repeating of the taking away of freedoms, you know. Calcination, the conversion into a powder or calx by the action of heat, expulsion of a volatile substance from a matter. The expulsion of the maskless from planes, supermarkets, other aspects of society that you won't be allowed to contribute into if you don't conform to this new normal. Commixtion, the blending of different ingredients into one compound or mass. The hive mind, the one way of thinking, no discerning opinions. This is where it starts to get interesting. Purification through putrefaction, disintegration by spontaneous decomposition, decay by artificial means. So disintegrate, to become weaker or to be destroyed by breaking into small pieces. And decomposition, the action of decaying or causing something to decay. So I know I pretty much said it for every single point so far, but it is the decay of the old world. But this is where it gets interesting, because purification is where it really starts to hone in on, you know, the psyche change, and how if you're really not going to be a part of this new world, then you have no place in the new world. And it will be those who take the download of this new normal who push you out. Decay by artificial means, so artificial, made by people, often as a copy of something natural. Climate change, maybe? That we all know about, well, I assume that you know, many people do know about the Bates TED Talk presentation where he said
that we need to bring P down to 0, and P represents people. And we all know how they want to relate the climate change into overpopulation. So decay by artificial means could be that. Inhibition, the process of holding back or restraining. Once again, I know it's the same point about holding back on the old normal, but maybe some people are clutching onto that hope of going back to the old world when that's what's stopping people from not rioting, basically, not losing their rag, is that hope of going back. But no, you listen to the politicians, they'll say we're on track, we're pushing things forward, and they act like it's for the people, but it's not. It's for them and their agenda.
Even though we are heading firmly in the right direction right now, and I firmly believe we are, we cannot afford to take our foot off the brake too soon.
Fermentation, the conversion of organic substances into new compounds into the presence of a ferment. So solidifying that new psyche, or starting up the process of injecting that psyche as the new way to be. And then fixation, the act or process of ceasing to be a fluid and becoming firm, state of being fixed. So now the new psyche has taken hold. And then it's multiplication, the act or process of multiplying or increasing in number, the state of being multiplied. So this is why they want to extend school days, take away the summer holidays. It gives more education time to the state, and then you get the rise of the brown shirts that you see in, they're not brown shirts, but in 1984, where they dob their parents in for saying bad things about Big Brother. That's what that's heading up to. They want to disband the family unit and inject more state education, or inject more state influence. And finally, we have projection, the process of transmuting the base metals into gold. Now, if you follow my iPet Gold 2 series, or if you're into symbolic alchemy anyway, you know what the process of transmuting base metals into gold is. If you don't know what transmuting the base metals into gold is, here's a quick recap. This is the Kabbalah tree of life, and in the middle you see beauty. So one of the steps in transmuting the base metals into gold is the alchemical marriage of the sun and the moon. Once you complete the alchemical marriage and have your body in equilibrium, you then become the living philosopher's stone. This is a living philosopher's stone. Here's another living philosopher's stone. Jaw, eyebrow ridge, demonic. But this isn't that kind of video. What I wanted to get across was the social alchemy of it all, the change in the psyche, and what the 1/9er opens up and what the 1/9er allows them to do. So what I've done here is drawn a 1/9er umbrella, and I've put all the different things under it that I could think of. I know there's plenty more, but this is what they can roll out under the guise of the 1/9er. So people who cannot see that it's all about change are just beyond naive at this point. You got track and trace of individuals, permit to travel. Have you seen this? This is permits to travel. This is something new in the UK, but it's going to go hand in hand with the COVID passport. And so, yeah, permit to travel. You have to tell the government where you're going. Like, you have to say, I'm going to Spain to sit on a beach, and you need a permit to do that. Barcodes. At first it's a health passport, but then it's an individual barcode, a social status, if you will, that they have in China, like a social credit score, where you get rewards for snitching, and then you could probably spend longer time on holiday, don't have to quarantine maybe, as a reward. E7, just replace those, the alphabetical with the numerical, and vice versa. And then you know what it is. That got rolled out, and the safety concerns brushed under the carpet. And if you even question the safety concerns, you're a tinfoil hat. But this is needed, the E7 is needed to run, well, it's not needed to run the electronic vehicles, but it's needed to put them on the grid, on the map. So say, you have been selected for random stop and search when you're driving your electronic vehicle. That kind of, well, demolition man. And also that network is needed for the drones, the amount of drones that they want to run, like cargo drones, surveillance drones. The amount of data that's going to produce, is they need the high-speed network for it. And obviously, because everyone's so dirty, they rolled out the robot workforce as well. Like KFC did that. And of course, the big one is climate change. Where they were saying, we could feel small tremors because there was zero background noise and it's never been so quiet. Like, they try to make it all peaceful and zen. They don't talk about the amount of suicide rates and everything depressing about lockdown. Not the 1/9 lockdown. I'm not even going to get into that. So yeah, social alchemy to change us into a genderless virtual projection of ourselves, plugged into the AI beast system. I hope you got something from this. It made sense to me, but that's just me. It's no good. I know there are other people that see this. I'll probably butcher it as well. I don't explain it the best. But yeah, thank you for watching.